first, one of the biggest games of the Western Conference was last night between my Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers, and Golden State won 134-120, and as crazy as this sounds, it felt like they won the game by 40, not 14. So Golden State, and full disclosure, by the way, the Lakers didn't have Anthony Davis, who was elbowed right in the dome on Sunday against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Lakers lost to start the week. And LeBron James, literally, according to Dave McMenamin of ESPN, literally did not show up to the arena until an hour before tip-off because he missed Sunday's game due to flu-like symptoms. And so this was sort of like his flu game. And to LeBron's credit, he was really good last night, okay? Dropped 33, 11, and 7 on 14 of 22 shooting from the field. So LeBron did his part. The Golden State Warriors, though, win, and do so, by the way, by putting on a shooting clinic. And I mean a shooting clinic. You gotta listen to this, folks. The Golden State Warriors, 26 of 41 from three-point range. That is 63% from three. They shot better than three, 63%, than they did from two, almost 59%, okay? Steph Curry went 6 for 6 from three-point range. Klay Thompson went 5 for 10 from three-point range. He had 27 to lead the Warriors. Draymond Green went 5 for 5 from three in the first half, which he has not done that since Game 7 of the 2016 Finals, which personally I believe to be the greatest game Draymond's ever played. And some may look into it, say, Bryson, come on. Lakers lost on Sunday with no LeBron, lost it yesterday with no Anthony Davis. We know AD was awesome a couple weeks ago in the Lakers' incredible comeback. Talked about it on this very show the day after they came back and beat the Milwaukee Bucks without LeBron James. You got to have both of those guys in the lineup to be able to be successful, obviously. But this game was massive because of the simple fact that now Golden State, while they still sit at the 10 seed, they are tied with the Lakers in the loss column. And most importantly, have the tiebreaker. They took 3 of 4 against the Lakers this season. Okay, took 2 in LA, took 1 at home in Golden State, and have been able to, again, play much better basketball as of late. If you look at the last 9 games for the Golden State Warriors, they've been arguably the best team in the NBA ever since I called them out. Matter of fact, let's just take that graphic off for just a moment. Ever since I called the Golden State Warriors out, day after they lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road, Steph was amazing. Nobody else was. I said, okay, the Warriors are at risk of losing Steph either this summer or next summer if he asks out, because they don't have a single consistent number 2 scorer for Steph. Like, it's just not working right now. And I'm like, the Warriors will have to go 9-3. You can put the tweet up right now. This is minutes before they played the Miami Heat on a Tuesday night game in South Beach. I tweeted this right here from 2 weeks ago, March 26th. You can read it right there for the YouTube and Twitter audience. Warriors have 12 games left and sit at the 10 seed entering tonight's game. I said on yesterday's show that I'm as close to ever as selling my stock in my Warriors as a title threat. But if they can go 9-3 or better down the stretch, I'll maintain faith of another run. Since then, this is what they've done in the last 9 games. 4th in offensive rating, 5th in points per game, 1st in field goal percentage, 1st in three-point field goal percentage, 9th in rebounds per game, 2nd in assists per game, 5th in defensive rating, 4th in points given up, 3rd in net rating, and they're tied with the best record in basketball in the last 9 games. And a skeptic might say, Bryson, 9 games is a nice little sample size, but I mean, come on, you can't judge a team's outlook on the season over a ninth of the year. Fair enough. I would then, however, to the jury, present this. The last 36 games, so 4 times the sample size that I just gave you. 36 games for the Golden State Warriors. My friends, this is what they have done. 7th in the NBA in offensive rating, 6th in points per game, 9th in field goal percentage, tied for 4th in three-point percentage, number 1 in rebounds per game. I thought the Warriors' lack of size was really going to hurt them. 1st in rebounds per game, 2nd in assists per game, 5th in defensive rating, 10th in points given up per game, 3rd in net rating, and tied for 3rd, the 3rd best record in the NBA in the last 36 games at 25-11. By every single metric you look at, these Golden State Warriors are a top 5 team in basketball. Now, I'll be giving my top 10 teams in the NBA in about 45 minutes on Bryce's Best 10. Stay around for that. Stay tuned for that. By every metric, Golden State, since late January, we're almost in mid-April now. It's hard to believe. They've been a top 5 team. That's not to say the Lakers aren't. I still think the Lakers, with a healthy Bron, healthy AD, nobody, including Denver, wants to face them in a 7-game series. I picked Denver, but they don't want to see the Lakers in round 1. You factor all of those components into things. A Steph Curry, who's down the stretch, shooting 40% from three-point range and leading the league by a mile in three-point makes, and is by far, by the way, the clutchest player in the NBA this season. Steph is going to win Clutch Player of the Year. Klay Thompson, who over the last 9 games has averaged 21 a game, ever since Steve Kerr put him on the bench. Klay Thompson shooting well over, over 40% from three and well over 40% from the field. He's been more efficient. I show this ever since the Draymond ejection against the Magic a couple weeks ago. I show this stat every show, and I'm going to continue to, given how the Warriors are playing. When Draymond is not thrown out of games, when he plays the full game this season, Golden State is 32-18. When he doesn't play, they're 11-14. When he gets thrown out, they're 1-3. So basically, Draymond don't get tossed, and you win almost over, 2/3 of your games, essentially. Not 2/3, that's bad math. But essentially, you go 32-18. You're a significantly better basketball team with him in the lineup. Golden State, ever since those back-to-back one-point losses back in January, to the Kings at home, to the Lakers. I remember the Lakers game very well. Steph went insane. So did LeBron. LeBron hit those 2 free throws at the end. Steph was so mad he ripped his jersey in half. It was a mess, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this may be it. A couple weeks ago, man, this may be it for the Steph, Klay, Draymond era. Ever since they've reeled off 8 of 9. For the record, there were rumblings over the course of the season that, the Golden State Warriors, I think they let the wrong guy go in the little preseason incident from a couple of seasons ago in the title defense. In the Draymond Jordan Poole incident, it looks like they paid the wrong guy and let the wrong guy walk out the building. Even though Jordan Poole has been arguably the most inefficient player in basketball this season, and Draymond has been, outstanding, and is the difference between the Warriors being in 14 games over 500 and 3 games under 500. All those rumblings and the Golden State Warriors a year ago, I talked about it ad nauseum on this show, were 11-30 on the road last season. That's funny. This season, take a nice little look at the NBA Western Conference standings. The Golden State Warriors are, wait a second, 24-16 on the road, including 16 of their last 20 away from the Chase Center. So let's see. They can win on the road. They can defend at a high level. They're one of the best shooting teams in the NBA, one of the best rebounding teams in the NBA. They move the basketball well. They have a top 5 player in the world. They have a top 5 coach in the world. Yeah, that sounds like a championship contender to me. This is the very reason that, as close as I came multiple points in the year to being like, I don't know, I might be close to selling my stock. There was a loss to Denver in January when Jokic hit a half-court shot. The Warriors blew an 18-point fourth-quarter lead. I'm like, I don't know, man. This is probably not it. There was a loss, again, the Lakers lost in late January. I'm like, I don't think this is going to work out. I'm not going to sell my stock just yet, but I'm darn close. A couple of weeks ago, the loss to the Timberwolves. Steph's not getting any help. They're not playing good basketball when you really want to be playing good basketball. I'm not going to sell stock just yet, but if the Warriors can go 9-3, I'll maintain faith. Well, they get back to their old ways. Now they're not going to make 26 threes a game. That's not realistic. The Warriors' record, single season record for three-pointers in the game is 27. They obviously were one short of that last night. That's not going to happen. Draymond's not hitting 5 threes a game. Although if you look at Draymond Green's stats this season, it's quite kind of funny. Draymond, he can't shoot. You can sag off him. I kept seeing Darvin Ham apparently was telling his Lakers defenders, sag off Draymond Green, who's this season, we have the numbers, Draymond Green this season from three-point range is shooting 39.5%. That's pretty good. And by the way, from the field is shooting almost 50%. Sag off Draymond Green. Yeah, great game plan, Darvin Ham. But the point of all this is, Draymond is not peak Draymond, but man, he's still good. Klay, and I have been really hard on Klay this season. At the start of the year, I'm like, trade Klay. He's an expiring contract. He's expensive. See what you can get for him. Somebody will take it. He's a great shooter, good teammate. Klay looks like the old Klay. If he can, the last 9 games, last 36 games, last 20-odd games ever since Kerr put him on the bench and then put him back in the starting lineup a couple weeks back, if Klay Thompson can be some semblance of this in the playoffs, because if you remember a year ago, Klay was bad in the playoffs, especially against the Lakers. He was horrendous. If he can be this, think about this, folks. Oh, this bad season for Golden State. Funny. They've already tied last year's win total. They won 44 games last year, 44 this year. Now, the ironic thing is they were the 6th seed a year ago. They're going to be best case the 9 seed this year in the play-in tournament. But all things considered, all the you-know-what Golden State's been through, and you look at those players' faces last night, they're smiling. They're cutting up with each other. They're playing great basketball. The vibes are back, unlike a year ago when Jordan Poole screwed up the locker room. All of a sudden, you look up and you're like, they're back. Matter of fact, they never left. They came close to leaving the party a couple times. The bullies at the club, try to kick them out, but no. We've been here. We've done this before. Golden State, 134. Lakers, 120. They look pretty good, if I do say so myself. Thanks so much for watching the show on YouTube, and be sure to go click that big red subscribe button and check out the other clips and full shows from Carving It Up Live, as well as our other incredible content creators here on the Grid Network.